There's a particular kind of silence that comes just before your world falls apart. It's not peaceful or comforting, it's still tense, like the universe is holding its breath right before it tears everything down. That's the silence I walked into when I got home. No music, no laughter, no footsteps, just a heavy, eerie quiet. The woman I had loved for 3 years wasn't there to greet me. Neither was the best friend I'd trusted like family. I wasn't even supposed to be home that day. My business trip had ended early, and I thought surprising her with her favorite takeout and a bouquet of lilies would make her smile. Turns out, I was the one in for a surprise. As I moved down the hallway, slow and cautious, something in my gut told me things weren't right. I couldn't explain it, just a feeling, sharp and cold. Then I heard it. Not a conversation, not a whisper, just a moan. Low, repetitive, familiar in a way that made my stomach churn. I walked to the bedroom door and pushed it open. There they were. My girlfriend and my best friend. Half naked, tangled in each other on the bed I had shared with her for years. Laughing. She didn't even try to cover herself. Didn't act surprised. She stared straight at me with a smirk on her face and said, "What are you gonna do? Cry?" He laughed too, like the whole thing was one big joke and I was the punchline. In that moment, something inside me went quiet. Not the love, not the betrayal, something deeper. The part of me that still believed people like them deserved understanding, that loyalty meant anything. That part died. I didn't yell. I didn't break anything. I didn't say a word. I just smiled, turned around, and gently closed the door behind me. The elevator ride felt like forever. My reflection stared back at me in the metal walls, but I didn't flinch. I didn't cry. I wasn't even shaking. Her words kept repeating in my head like a loop I couldn't turn off. "What are you gonna do? Cry?" That single sentence hit harder than anything I had seen. When I got to my car, I sat for a while, staring at the dashboard. The flowers were still on the passenger seat, untouched. I reached for them, opened the glove box, and shoved them in, thorns and all. It wasn't out of spite. It was symbolic. Because from that moment on, I wasn't the man she ridiculed. I was someone else entirely. Someone she'd never forget. I didn't contact either of them. Not a single call. Not a single message. 3 full days of absolute silence. And that silence did more damage than any screaming match ever could. The missed calls started piling up. 7 from her the first day. 12 from him the next. By the third, I stopped counting. But I wasn't just hiding. I was preparing. She had no idea how much she relied on me. Her car lease, her credit card, even the rent, everything was under my name. And him. He had just started a small business. A project I helped fund behind the scenes with a silent partnership agreement that I had carefully written and legally notarized. Neither of them had cleaned their tracks. They didn't even think they needed to. While they were wondering what I'd do, I was already doing it. I froze our shared account, canceled her access to the apartment, changed the locks. Then I sent a quiet message to our friend group, just screenshots, no explanation, no emotion. They could draw their own conclusions. That was only the beginning. Because revenge isn't just about destruction. It's about making sure they realize they never saw you coming. You'd think getting caught in bed together would make them want to lay low, maybe keep quiet for a while. But not them. 2 days later, she posted a filtered selfie with a smug little caption, "Sometimes betrayal sets you free. New beginnings." He wasn't far behind, posting a cryptic meme on his story that read, "The real ones stay. The fake ones expose themselves." Like they were the victims. They had no idea that the real storm hadn't even hit yet. It was almost entertaining watching how bold they were. The way they carried themselves online like they were invincible, untouched, and above consequences. Every smug post they made, every carefully filtered photo with a smug little caption, each one was just more kindling to the fire I was building in silence. While they were soaking up likes and pretending they were starting fresh, I was cutting ties quietly, methodically. I removed my name from every account, every lease, every commitment that tethered her to me. I forwarded a document to his attorney that ended our partnership, something I'd prepared in advance, complete with proof of how he'd misused business funds. And then I began working on the move they never saw coming. No dramatic confrontations, no scenes, no public meltdowns. That wasn't my style. What I was after was the truth, laid bare for everyone to see. And truth doesn't need volume. It just needs the right timing. I put together a simple shared folder. Nothing flashy. Just clean, direct, undeniable. It contained screenshots of her texts with both me and him, side by side. Photos from their nights out, time-stamped to the same evenings she told me she was visiting her mother. Records that showed she used my money to buy him a brand new gaming setup. I named the folder Loyalty, a quiet autopsy of two people who thought they were untouchable. I didn't blast it on social media. I didn't rant or accuse. I just dropped the folder link in a group chat shared by 23 people, mutual friends, colleagues, some extended family. I let the evidence speak. The fallout was immediate. Her cousin reached out within an hour. "Are you okay? I can't believe what I just saw." His brother messaged, stunned. "Bro, I thought he was your brother. I'm honestly sick right now." Even her employer chimed in. She got a voicemail from her manager saying they needed to speak about her professional conduct. And her. She posted one final cryptic quote before vanishing from every platform. People love to destroy what they can't control. But she had it backwards. I didn't destroy her. She did that herself. I just handed everyone the mirror. By the weekend, her life had started unraveling like the carefully curated apartment she once insisted on decorating. Superficial. Hollow. Built on a shaky foundation and now crumbling under its own weight. She tried getting through to me, texts from unknown numbers, calls from mutual friends' phones. She even sent a long email with the subject line, "Please, we need to talk. You're misunderstanding everything." But I understood perfectly. She only wanted to talk now that her job was on the line, now that her family was asking too many questions, and the apartment keys didn't work anymore. Now that the bills were due, and everything was crashing down. As for him, he was already gone. I had sent him a detailed legal notice explaining that he had breached our agreement, and under the silent investor clause he ignored, full financial liability now fell on his shoulders. I heard through a mutual friend that he packed up and left the same day. Call it fate. Call it poetry. That Monday, I was at a local cafe, working from my laptop, sipping coffee like it was any normal day. Then I saw her. Across the street. Hair unbrushed, no makeup, eyes puffy and tired. She just stood there, staring at me like a stranger. A far cry from the woman who once looked so smug lying next to my best friend. She didn't wave. Didn't come inside. Just watched. I didn't move. I just lifted my coffee cup, gave her a calm, deliberate smile, and went back to my screen. Later that night, I sent her one last message. Just one line. "What am I going to do? Cry?" She didn't reply. Just left it on read. People often ask whether revenge is worth it. Whether it fixes anything. Whether it really brings peace. I used to say no. I don't anymore. When she betrayed me, I didn't just lose a girlfriend. I lost the illusion that love was enough on its own. But what I gained was far more valuable: clarity, dignity, and a backbone made of steel. She taught me that people who aren't afraid of consequences will never respect boundaries. So I gave her the one thing she never thought she'd have to face: the consequences of her own choices. Eventually, she disappeared from social media. Moved out of state. Tried to start over with someone new. But the story stuck. And when the story is true, it travels far and lingers longer. As for me, I didn't just move on. I rose. I turned the ugliest chapter of my life into a blueprint for anyone who's ever been laughed at for being too trusting. I turned pain into purpose. If you're sitting with a broken heart and wondering what to do next, don't scream. Don't beg. Don't let them break you. Rebuild. Quietly. Steadily. Brick by brick. And when the time comes, show them exactly who they underestimated.